Hey beautiful soul. Now today's video is going to be very interesting one, and we have Dheeraj with us. Hi Dheeraj, how are you?
Hello, sir. I'm good. How are you?
So good, great. So we did your surgery around 15 days back.
Correct.
And this was an FUT repair surgery. So now see, this case is very interesting because a lot of things have happened, and this has been a roller coaster ride for last, I think, 2-3 years now.
Around 2-3 years.
2-3
because
years.
When I first got my transplant, it was around in 2018 May.
May 2018. So this was your first surgery which you got done by FUT method, and this was how many grafts?
They told me around 3,500.
Now this video is very important because you will understand the role of Finasteride and the myths and the miseries and the tricks of Finasteride which are being played with the patients. So please watch till end. You will realize. So we'll show you everything in chronological order. So you were done like 3,500 grafts by some clinic by FUT method. This was your condition when you came to me. So
Right.
what was your experience like? When did the Finasteride thing start, or after transplant that time?
They started the Finasteride thing after second day or third day
Of the surgery?
of the surgery,
And what dose?
and Finasteride 1 mg.
1 mg per day.
At that time, they they told me that you can continue it and you don't need to leave it. They told me that you can continue it for 1 year, and then you can come to us and let us know that what is the progress and all that. So for the first year, I was very happy because the growth was very good. And when I went to them after 1 year, they told me that you can continue it. You don't need to leave it.
Now there are two important things. One, suppose at the beginning of surgery, when they booked the surgery, they told you you will have to take it for 1 year straight away. Had they told you that you need to take this forever and you cannot stop the medicine in the beginning itself, would you have taken the medicine at that time, or you would have not taken it?
No. It is just like a trick because
Yes.
they told me that you can take it for 1 year.
1
So I thought that I would be taking for 1 year only, and
Yes.
then I will leave it.
Yes.
But after 1 year, when I went to them, they said that you have to continue it.
You have to, or you can.
You can. You have to. You have to.
This is the difference between.
Yeah, you have to continue it. You don't need to leave it.
Okay, so now the trick is, many of you might know that might have been told that you need this medicine for 6 months, 1 year, and afterwards we will consider and we will see, we will reassess. All that is bluff, total bluff, because you cannot stop the medicine. If you stop, you are going to be in trouble. And if somebody says gradually we will reduce, or your baldness gene will get turned off, and okay, your baldness gene might get turned off, but it does not mean that the hair growth which came, through the medicine, will also sustain. It is like, okay, you take some loan from the bank, like loan is Finasteride, and you, all your debts are now gone, but you have to repay the loan. You cannot say, okay, my debts are gone now. You cannot do that. So that's exactly happened. So for 1 year, you were happy and you thought the transplant results were good. Okay. And you must have referred some patients also, or maybe some
Yes.
videos or your
No,
case studies.
many of my friends has asked me about this thing, so I refer to them
Mm.
because I was very happy for the initial one or 1.5 years
Mm.
at that time when I was having a Finasteride.
Mm.
And gradually what happened is after 1.5 years, the hair start thinning.
Mm.
And at that time also I have read something about the Finasteride side effect and all that.
Mm.
So at that time I left the Finasteride for 2 months. And then I saw that almost all my hair, that when I at the first time when I got transplanted, all my hair started thinning at that time. So then I came to you.
This situation.
Yeah.
So you had just left the medicine 2 months back.
Correct.
Before this picture.
Correct. I was not completely off from Finasteride. I was taking I think 3 days in a week.
3 days in a week?
1 mg, yeah.
Oh,
Because I watched your video that
Hmm.
you can gradually
reduce it.
Yeah.
But as soon as you reduce, the effect was fading out in
Correct.
2 months' time.
Correct, correct.
Okay, so now you can see the problem was this, and but he was happy. Your friends who were looking at you were happy
Correct.
because you were not putting a label that these are Finasteride hair or these are transplanted
And I was
hair.
not aware of this thing
Yes,
also.
and everyone thought that these are because of transplant,
Correct.
and that's what your clinic wanted you to know. So actual grafting was done in this area only, and this was the actual transplant result which you had got. And even then, actually, this is not the reality. Still, it is supported by twice a week Finasteride. Once in 3 days, 1 mg, and this is just 2 days. I mean, 2 months off
Correct.
of the medicine. So as soon as the effect completely fades out, these gaps become even more prominent. So the issues which you had were uh, all these gaps which actually filled because of finasteride. They appeared, and you thought that a big number, 3,500 grafts had been done in this area, that area, and everywhere. And you thought the doctor did a wonderful job. So a lot of patients come to me after 1 year, 1.5 years, stopping the medicine, or sometimes medicine stops working, even if they are taking the medicine does not keep working the same way it was doing earlier. So all these patients now see these gaps, and but by that time, most of the patients, they have referred many patients to that clinic,
Correct, correct.
and secondly, many of them are giving testimonials also, not knowing that the actual transplant is way far inferior than actually what they thought. You also, your case was also put on their channel, I guess.
Because at that time I was not aware of the Finasteride thing. It could be possibility that they have grafted only 1,000 or 1,500
Exactly.
plant, and my existing hair started thickening
Yes.
up.
So now you can see the transplanted hair actually does not fall, and we can see there are a lot of gaps. There is cobblestoning here, we can see, and but when small miniaturized hair come in this area, this becomes it is not visible. So and the softness also comes because a lot of miniaturized hair comes. So you can see over here in these pictures, this is only because of finasteride, and the softer hair which have grown, exactly the same thing happened to you. Those softer hair became visible in those gaps, and you thought that the hairline aesthetics are also good. And all these cobblestoning and everything remained hidden. It camouflaged everything. So finasteride is like you put topic on your head, the hair fiber. It is a hair fiber which you actually eat, and it spreads like this. So as you can see in this picture which I just showed you, where we gave finasteride 1 mg to the patient, and grade 6, grade 7 converted to
Grade 3 or grade 2.
and now that's the magic of finasteride, but people are taking credit for it. Oh, and the poor patient does not know that this growth is going to, go away immediately. And the problem is now, the existing hair which did not know what finasteride is, they also become dependent on that. And people, I mean, when they gave you finasteride, they must have told you, we have done transplant, this is our work, we have done our job, now I am giving you finasteride just to sustain your existing hair.
Correct, correct.
But it is not sustenance, it is much more than sustenance, as we can see.
Yeah, it is a kind of thing that the existing hair is also kind of dependent on this thing.
So now what happens when we reduce the dose? I showed you here, when we reduce the dose to 0.5 mg in this patient, the actual the actual thickness started getting reduced. You also know, when you stop the dose from 1 mg, reduce the dose, the thickness went away. But still, it was there. It was still there. Now at this point of time, I did your PRP.
Alright.
When you came for that session, and the thickness slightly improved, but the effect was fading out. So finasteride effect usually completely goes away. It takes around 4-5 months to completely go away. 5 months, sometimes 6 months.
At this point of time, you told me that you have to completely off from the finasteride.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
PRP.
And then what happened? Little bit of improvement which we had with finasteride, and it was there. I mean, hair was still present in this area, middle portion, which we just saw here in this portion over here. But now, as the effect further faded out and you completely stopped it, this area became more empty. And I did transplant at almost this stage. So I did not have an idea that it is going to fade out even in this portion. And I was seeing in your transplant was this big gaps. I'll show you that. I showed you that picture earlier also. This picture. So we can see the actual transplanted hair clearly in this portion. These transplanted hair were these, and we can see there are a lot of gaps in between these hair also we can see. But now what Finasteride improved this entire area. It filled all these areas with small miniaturized hair, and you were happy. Now, when a Finasteride surgeon transplants, he does not bother to actually do filling completely, and he does not bother about the density because everything is taken care of by Finasteride. But when a non-Finasteride surgeon transplants, it becomes his duty to fill this up. So the Finasteride surgeon can easily lie to you, oh, 3500 grafts. So you can see where 3500. But a non-Finasteride surgeon will be answerable to you. Okay. And it is not that we need to give Finasteride immediately after surgery. We can wait. We can give it after 6, 7, 8 months. In my staff case, whom you met on the day of surgery, we are starting Finasteride now after 7.5 years, and that too at a small dosage. Now we know if we reduce the dose, the effect starts fading out. So if we are actually giving Finasteride to just sustain the existing hair, why do we need 1 mg per day? And where does 1 mg per day take you? After one point of time, your body develops tolerance. You know, minoxidil is available in 2% and 5%. Now we have even 15%, 12.5%. Why did they need to increase the strength? Because of tolerance. So tolerance is a well-known phenomenon, especially if hair loss can be progressive. I mean, we know it is progressive. So tolerance will come into picture, but nobody is talking about it. So then when we did the transplant, we actually ended up putting your first surgery was FUT. When we did this surgery, we extracted from here, we implanted. No major implantation was done in these gaps over here, and a very few grafts were done in this portion and this portion. Now, when the effect further went away of Finasteride from these areas, we noticed more gaps. So see, I filled up till this point, then I dispersed. But now we had more gaps. That's why you were unhappy with me. You said, "Doctor, you did not do that." And
Correct. It was a kind of like I was thinking that it was a kind of miscalculation, but at that time, now I realized that it was the effect of Finasteride.
yes, so this was your result, which we actually did. So we can see the hairline. Most of the extraction was clearly done. We can see from here the hairline now looks more dense, and if we compare it to the previous hairline which you had, there is a huge difference. And from here we actually extracted. Had I not extracted these hair, we would have ended up implanting, more hair in this portion and then more wastage. Now the temples also, you had cobblestoning which we removed. I burnt it with laser also, and then that we have. So now, because this area was left, we did your this surgery this time. Now today we can see. So this is your third surgery, okay, which I had to do in this area and little bit in crown. How many grafts did we do this time? 15 days back.
1500.
1500. So that was done by FUT and some FUE. But obviously we did not want to shave off. And now you know the importance of the FUT also, because FUT gives us so many options. Do you really think it could have been possible with just FUE alone?
That's not possible.
Not possible.
If we go for FUE also, there was a huge gap at the backside. So in FUT, we can just now when the surgery was done, you have removed the scar also.
Yes. Now people who are actually going for repair transplants, there are a lot of people who have hair transplant failures. could be actual failure, or it could just be because of thinning of the existing hair. But now, whatever the condition is, now this guy goes for a repair transplant, and doctor, whatever repair the doctor is doing, with due respect, that's okay. But this doctor puts the patient on 1 mg finasteride again, and the patient was not taking finasteride. Now you can imagine what will finasteride do uh, to this. Now finasteride will work on all the three aspects again. It will fill hair in those areas where there are gaps, like
Also the
yes.
existing hair
So
started.
suppose if you had just started taking finasteride from here 1 mg per day, this would have filled again.
Correct.
And the hairline again would have become little better, not exactly the same what you used to have in the first year of your transplant with finasteride, but yes, definitely better
It will
than
improve.
this. It improves. Now again, people are watching these results. They say, doctor, this doctor is doing better repair than this other than you. Sometimes they say, doctor, this doctor is giving more density than you. See, I am not in density or any race with anyone, but all I all I care is about my patient. You know, if I feel that using my resources thoughtfully and in a planned way, I can, assist you and mentor your journey for maybe next 5, 6, 7, 10 years. I will do that. But people who give blanket treatments, they, I think, the strategy, it's their strategy, but I don't advocate blanket treatment of finasteride, because this is not going to run for long. I mean, ask those doctors, okay, you are telling that finasteride is so good, and the dosage also, and timing. So two issues. I am not against finasteride. We are using finasteride now.
Right.
But the thing is, the timing and the dosage is very important. So why do you need to give finasteride immediately after transplant? Why can't you wait for some more time, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months? Let the transplant result come. See what transplant has done. I've shown you so much of miniaturization in those patients, and still finasteride worked. So even if I started late, it will work. It's not, it won't work at that point of time. And secondly, the
At
dosage.
least we will be able to know what is the result of transplant.
Exactly.
If we will start after 6 months.
And if you are that keen to give 1 mg finasteride, first of all, why 1 mg? Why do you need to give 1 mg when we can see even 0.2 mg, less than 0.2 mg also can work, and it helps to sustain your hair. It won't regrow that many hair. So this doctor won't get opportunity of a photo shoot, और वाई जो सब जने से लूटना है वो वाई नहीं मिलेगा उतना. This doctor would be robbed of this opportunity of photo shoot opportunity. But for giving a doctor photo shoot opportunity, come on, it's your life. You have to take a call. So the doctor could have easily managed with low doses of finasteride without any doubt. But so ask them, show us results where you have given finasteride for 10 years and the patient is doing pretty well for these 10 years. If you are saying that you have to take this medicine lifelong, at least inquire. This is a marriage. Finasteride is like a marriage contract. So there is no option of divorce from here. And if you try to divorce finasteride, it will take a huge alimony from you, as it did in your case. So it is not simple, if you are committing to something, I mean, see, it is good for the doctor, because even if they are less trained, less qualified, or maybe less skillful, but they can make their work look more, on the bigger screen. And it is working on all the three aspects: the coverage, density, and the hairline aesthetics. So if you think, okay, I have this much money. So if you are going to a clinic thinking that this clinic is cost effective, I'm going here, but because this clinic is also growing hair, okay, good number of hair, but you know now the power of finasteride, how many hair it can grow. If you are going to a clinic thinking that this clinic is giving great hairline or something amazing out of the world, I am ready to spend huge amount of money. But again, even that clinic is also using finasteride, and finasteride is growing hair in this area, and the hairline is looking better than it is actually done. So ask them to show 10 patients where patient has been taking medicine for 10 years at 1 mg per day and still the result is persisting and it is not thinning out. And go through all the pictures and videos or the results which are inspiring you to undergo a treatment at some clinic. Just see what all areas they have placed the grafts. You will find in pre-pictures the areas which are not attempted at all. In post pictures, even those areas are full covered. And you will also find the quality of donor in pre-picture and post-picture. Now, this finasteride will improve here in this area also. You must have noticed that when you were taking finasteride, your donor hair must have also improved. So now, if you think nothing happened to the donor because donor is like looking great, see, it is not nothing happened. At times, you will find if small numbers are being done, suppose 1,000, 1,200, where a small, like my case, mine is 1,300 grams. Small number. If I take finasteride, this also improves. It becomes more thicker, and this also improves. So even in post pictures, when you compare, you will find that the donor hair are also more thick, like now after transplant, even after taking out the grafts from that area. So this is what is happening. If you don't pay attention to this, you are going to be in trouble. Just because you see somebody, some actor going there, some cricketer going there, some celebrity going there, it does not mean that you are going to get it. Okay.
Correct.
So you also went
It is
because
just like a small clinic or a big clinic, but everyone is following the same thing, like Finasteride.
exactly.
So there is no difference.
No difference. So that's what I'm telling you. See, choose a surgeon who is actually ready to take pains for you, who is thinking about your long-term interest, who is ready to do the hard work at every single step, who is planning for you. Because if you build a building, you need planning. You need, but if the planning is done, see, for Pandavas, there was a holiday home which was made by Kauravas that's called Lakshagra. Okay, so but planning was done to kill them, not them to enjoy that holiday. Okay, so even if it was planned, but it was a Lakshagra. Okay, so you need to plan your surgery in such a way that you are able to optimize the use of your resources, be it medicine or your donor or PRPs. Now people do crazy numbers of PRP post transplant, 3, 4, 5, 6. You must have undergone that. But when I do the surgery, I don't tell you to undergo PRP again and again. Maybe 8 months, 10 months, 12 months. That's how we repeat PRP. Again, PRP also develops tolerance. Okay, so if even if you are getting things planned from whom you think they are best planners for you, but it could just prove out to be a Lakshagra for you. Okay, so understand, if you don't pay attention, you might end up in a Lakshagra. So you can see from the first surgery, we actually extracted grafts from these areas. We created a more natural looking hairline. There is some hair loss because of the surgery which we recently did, and the hair are little short. He had a lot of cobblestoning in this portion, which I removed and reduced this cobblestoning. If you compare it with the previous pictures, it does not look that prominent now. But yes, obviously I could not remove all of them because then it would have led to scarring. This side also we did remove a lot of cobblestones and grafts and reuse them. Now this surgery, we have filled this area, this entire area. Head down please. At even this area we have filled. Turn around please. Now the most important aspect of this surgery. Now people tell you that you when you are repairing, you have got an FUE done before as your primary surgery. They will tell, okay, we can do again FUE. We have the best repair, and they give you finasteride 1 mg, and the entire thing is filled, and you feel, oh wow, what a result! And you think this doctor has given density, this doctor has given hairline, and I'm so happy. I'm going to this doctor because this is amazing. But now you don't know, you are getting befooled because this is the result of finasteride. Ask the doctor to give and show what they are doing without finasteride. Now, the second thing is, now the importance of FUT. See, We did a non-shaven surgery. We extracted FUE from this portion over here, as you can see, but it is like kind of hidden. We did extract some FUE from this area. This is kind of hidden, and we did the strip. Now, just now we have removed the stitches. You can see. Now, in Dheeraj's case, 3 surgeries have been done. First surgery was FUT. Second surgery which I did was again FUT. And the third surgery which I have done now is again FUT. So we have removed the scar of previous surgery, and you can see it is a very thin fine line. It is just a red line which you are seeing there, and hair are growing through the scar tissue. And by doing this, we have got a decent number of grafts which otherwise won't have been possible. If we do only FUE, we don't get that many grafts, and that's very important. And if we do, you have any problem in moving your head, full movements, head down? Now, even if I see elasticity is still there, okay, and it is quite good. I mean, it does not restrict your mobility. It does not do anything. The only thing it does, it gives you good number of grafts without compromising the density at back of your head. Now, for these many grafts, had I done FUE, this entire portion would have been wasted. And even for these 1500 grafts, it won't have been possible, Dheeraj, to take out by FUE alone. Maybe I would have taken out say 600-700, and rest I would have left to Finasteride. Now that's what happened. What is happening? People are using Finasteride to save their skin, not for patient's sake. People are using Finasteride to just make the work look great. But if you really think about the patient's well-being, if you really think that we are giving this medicine to sustain the existing hair, it works at lesser dosage. I have thousands of cases to prove this. Okay, so I'm not against the medicine. We are using, Dheeraj, now this medicine. In your case, also turn around, please. So, what is the dosage which I have prescribed you now?
0.5 mg twice a week.
Yes, so 0.5 mg twice a week, and we will see how long we are able to sustain the growth with this. If in case we see the graph going down, we can always step up. But if you are at 1 mg per day, there is no way to move up. And if the, obviously the graph will start going down after one point of time, then you will be shifted to dutasteride, which is a higher congener. And these days I'm noticing a lot of people are straight away given dutasteride, and this is not good for the patient. So I think we as a community, and all those people who are watching the video, who have got their transplants done, who have been who have been using Finasteride in such a way, who have been prescribed this medicine post-transplant, they need to rethink their strategies. I see sometimes people, unfortunately, sitting on sofas giving testimonials, saying doctor did wonderful job and all that stuff, but they don't know that this is not the actual work of doctor. It might be possible that 70 or 80% of the work has been done by Finasteride, and this poor guy is just thinking, and when this guy stops taking the medicine, he does not even realize. He blames himself. Okay, I stopped the medicine, doctor told me, or maybe I'm having this hair loss, or there is some problem, genetic problem in my case. But yes, if the treatments are overdone, you are in big trouble. So I want you to understand this. I want you to put your comments in the comment section. Discuss. Let's use this as a forum where the actual truth comes out, rather than you will see a lot of marketing things from different clinics, different people. There are apparent forums which you feel they are like they are giving you a genuine advice. These are very trusted forums, but even those forums are like the slots are sold. So you and a lot of things, influencers are bought with the power of money, the money which is ill earned, sometimes your only hard earned money, which you sometimes you are paying for 8,000 grafts, 9,000 grafts, which are not being done. Okay, so if you want correct assessment, honest assessment, I would urge you to consult a doctor whom you can trust. Okay, ask the strategy, see their track record, how they are using finasteride. Everything is important, because whatever results you are watching on internet, mostly a doctor who prescribes finasteride as a blanket treatment, it is a different matter. Not all their patients will be taking finasteride. Some of them will be knowing the problems. They will either not start or stop. So those cases, they won't show on the social media. These are the cases which are like, they just get lost. And the things which are being projected and shown to you again and again are the ones which are boosted by finasteride. So it is not supported. It is not even supported. It is like boosted or bombarded with finasteride. So you can fill the contact form if you want to to get your assessment. If you want to consult me, I am a busy surgeon. I might not be available, but yes, my team is there. But yes, for some, like, because I love you, I can keep some webinars. Sorry, yeah, I can keep some webinars, Zoom webinars with you guys, and you can enroll yourself for that. So it would be a group thing where we meet and discuss. So thank you, and thank you, Dheeraj, for sharing everything. Thank you so much, please.